Level order traversal, this is also another kind of traversing a tree. In this, what we do, we traverse each level one by one. Let's say there is level 0, this is level 1, this is level 2. So we'll first traverse left to right all the nodes of one level. So first 0 level there is only 3, then we go 9, 20, then we go 15 and 7. So that will be the answer. What we have to return in this, there is a different kind of output. So what you have to do, you have to return a vector of vector or an array of array, and each value will be each subsequent of specific level and all the elements within it. Like 3 is the one element, 9 and 20 are at 1, so it is another array within an array. Okay, so array of array you have to return. So it's a simple logic, you can just go and try. It's not the simple, slight complicated than all the other traversals we have done so far. Pre-order, in order, post order, it's quite complicated. So we have also done it in the form of a different question, and I think 14th or 15th day we did some question which was based on level order only. So this is the same logic we are going to use here. So let's first try to understand the approach we are going to use in order to solve it. So we are going to use a queue, and we are also going to use another array list. So let me tell you what we have to find. In this we can see there is a tree 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this is the level 0, this is level 1, 2 and 3 are on 1, and 4 and 5 on level 2, and 6 and 7 are on 3. So what should be the output? 0, then 2 3, then 4 5, then 6 7. This should be the output. So how we are going to achieve it? We are going to take simple logic. We are going to take all the elements of one level, put it on queue, then pop each element, and at the same time add the left and right child of that node back into the queue. You put all the elements of a level on current level, and at the end of the iteration you push it to a one element of result. Okay, so this is the logic we are going to use here in order to achieve. Let's start. So initially queue will be empty, so this is the queue we are going to use. It will be empty. We are going to push the root into it, so it comes 1. So when we go to the iteration, we will first calculate the size of it, that is 1 here. So it will, the for loop will run for only 1. So it will take, pop it from here, we will pop 1 from here, and we will put the left and right child of 1 onto the queue. So 1 has been popped, so left child is 2 and right child is 3, and 1 will be added to the current level array list, and at the end this 1 will be added to the relevant position in the resultant array list. So when we go to the next iteration, this will be initialized to empty again. So what we are going to do, where size will be, we will take initially the size, here will be 2. So for loop will run for 2 times, we will pop 2 ones. First we will pop 2, okay, then we'll put the left and right child of 2, that is 4, and 5 will be added into the queue. Then we go to the next, and 2 will be added to the first position in current level array list. Then we go to the third, pop it 3 from here, push left and right child are null, so nothing will be added, and 3 will be added into the current list. At the end 2 and 3 will be added into the resultant list. 2 3 will happen here, okay, and this will be the output. This will be initialized again to empty for the next level. Okay, so we go to the queue again, size is again 2, so we will pop 2, put the left and right child of 2 into the queue, that is 6 and 7, and 4 will be added to the current level list. Then we pop 5, add the left and right child, there is nothing left or right, so 4 5 will be added, and at the end of the iteration 4 and 5 will be added into the resultant array list at their specific level position. So this is the logic we are going to use. It's very simple. I hope you are able to understand. Let's try to see how we are going to achieve with the form of a program. Okay, so let's look at the C++ code. So we have to return a vector of vector. So we have defined result vector of vector int. We have checked the base condition. If root is null, you return the result which is empty. Then you defined a queue. It's a STL member tree node star queue. You push the base root as the first level, there is only one element, that is root. Then you check a while condition until queue is not empty, because if nothing is to be added into the queue for the next level, which means we have reached the leaf element and all the elements have been printed. We first take the size of the queue, queue.size current size. we initialize another vector cur level, as I have shown you into the diagram, vector int. It will contain all the elements of one level. So we start the for loop, we keep popping all the elements in the queue at that time till current size becomes 0. Okay, we take the front q dot front into the cur node and we pop it. We check if the left child is not null. If it is not null, you will just push to q the left child. If right is not null, you push it to the right child. At the end, you push back, you add the current node val into the cur level. When it goes for another iteration, cur level will be initialized and queue size will be taken on the basis of the childs of the existing nodes. At the end of this while iteration, it was there in the for loop, everything was happening in the for loop. At the end of this while iteration, you will put all the elements of one level into result, and cur level will be initialized for the next level. At the end, you will just return the result. Let's look at the Java code. So here we have to return a list of list integer result. We have initialized it to be a linked list. You can also do it array list, but linked list is more efficient in many cases. We check the base condition. If root is equal to null, you return result. You initialize a queue of 3 nodes, that also a linked list of 3 nodes, and then you add the base condition of root for level 0. You check while queue is not empty. Okay, you take the size of the queue, make it cur size, you initialize another list of integer cur level, and you are going to start a for loop for number of times, number of elements are there. You will take each element into cur node and remove it from the queue. Check for left child. If it is not equal to null, you add it into the queue left child. If right is not equal to null, you add the right child into the queue. At the end, you add the value of current node to the cur level. When the for loop ends, which means all the elements of the next level are added, next level are added into the cur level, and next level are added to the queue. Okay, at the end, you will add at the end of the while, this iteration will run for one level, and you will add all the elements of cur level at the respective position in result, and you will return the result. So in Python, we have initialized the list of lists, so it will create an empty position. You can also directly use the result variable where you want, but I have done it for simplicity. You pop the first element, else it will not pass some of the conditions. Okay, if root is none, return result. You've initialized a queue, you append the root position while length q is greater than 0, which means it is not empty. You have initialized the cur level, you have taken the size of the queue at this point, that will be 1 for the first iteration. You go for I in range from 0 to the cur size, you keep popping each element, add its left child, add its right child, you add the value into the current level, and all the elements of this level are traversed. Then you append the current level in result and keep the loop again for the next level. At the end, you will just simply return the result to the function call.